We can see.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, and I want to start my speech from the words of the great Aristotle. The good everywhere and in whole the world depends on two conditions: the correct definition of the final goal and the choice of appropriate means to achieve it. Just building begins to be erected with a foundation, so school thinking can only extend to a solid foundation of knowledge, skills, and abilities. I can't. Okay, most schools programs are structured in such way that each new theme requires mastering the previous one, and teachers don't often have enough time to repeat the material in the classroom during the lesson. Therefore, one unlearned lesson topic can cause an avalanche of problems. A correct understanding of the reasons will save from the decline in academic performance. Most often, gaps in students' knowledge arise due to lack of motivation, absence due to illness, problems in the family, and difficulties in perceptions. And how can we fill gaps in pupils' knowledge? We should we should identify the problem. Not always the pupil is able to determine what he doesn't know. After passing the diagnostic test, it became clear which grammatical topics the child needs to pull up. You ask me, why grammar? Because many students want to learn spoken English. I think that any student cannot suddenly start speaking in a foreign language. Even if the students know the words, they will not be able to combine them together so that they carry any meaning. Words are combined together according to special principles, and in English they have their own way. After all, phonetics, grammar, and vocabulary are not types of speech activity. These are just useful tools for mastering speech. Therefore, they need to be studied indirectly, and I focus on 4 type skills during my lessons. And the next step, we should find time. Sometimes one consultation is enough to help a child understand an incomprehensible topic. But if the student is behind in many topics, it requires fruitful and systematic work. Of course, it is most convenient to eliminate gaps in knowledge during the holidays. But if the problems need to be solved immediately, I find time only on Saturdays, and the students have to sacrifice some of their free time. And here there are 3 methods to eliminate the learning gaps. The first option is tutoring, but it doesn't require the participation of parents, and it is very expensive. And the second option is online course. It is cheaper than tutors, and pupil can practice at his own pace, but requires self-organization from the pupil. And the third one is self-study. It is free, and but requires parental involvement. Having studied all 3 options, I took advantage of the last one, because we live in a small town and where the income of parents is not high, and not every parent can afford to hire a tutor. And how I organized it? In order that a child can understand and remember the information well, it must be presented clearly and interestingly. I used free educational resources. Fortunately, in the internet, you can find many videos, lectures, entertaining articles on the school curriculum and different tests. And what attracts me most about it is that you can see different methods of explanation or style. Everyone has something that maybe I don't. And I have made a plan as follow, and I have made a plan for the students of the 6th grade. I took learning objectives from the 5th grade. There are only 16 of them here, you can see, and some of them are repeated. Then I divided them for the whole year. For each goal, I selected a suitable video and tests for verification. At the beginning of the week, I sent a link to a video and my pupils study and revise the grammar topic on their own. And on Tuesday, a link to take a test for verification. Students receive their results immediately upon completion of the test and send them to me. There is another plus here. I don't have to spend my free time checking tests. On Thursday, already at the lesson, in class, we write down all the results in this table, and those who have low results come on Sunday for an additional consultation. But in order that a child can study independently, it is necessary to interest him. I announced to the students that at the end of this year, by the number of points scored, we would choose the best and strongest students and reward them. But now I have already understood that it were necessary to conduct a rating at the end of each term. So the children would have a tendency to compete and rivalry. Because at first they were actively engaged, but now I have noticed a decline, a little. However, when they see their results, they compare themselves to others and they are happy if their scores are higher than others. And nevertheless, I was able to see the difference in the quality of knowledge for the first and second quarters or terms, yes. And at the end of my speech, I would like to say that any teacher's work outside the classroom, in any case, gives positive results. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much. If you have any questions about this presentation, about this work, please you ask. Teachers, сұрақтарыңыз бар ма, әріптестер?
Can I tell my opinion?
Yes, yes.
Good morning, my dear colleagues. Thank you, Aynash Bolatovna. Nowadays, filling in the gaps is the most important task for teachers, and each teacher tries to get out of the situation by their own methods. And Aynash Bolatovna has shared with her experience. I think her project is systematized because you showed from identifying the gaps, finding the time, methods, plan, and the results. I noted some moments, and I think I will use it in my experience too. I believe that your final result will be effective. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, good day everybody. I was so thank to Aynash Bolatovna. It was so widely work to show us from the learning objectives in detail, and your work, self-study, your project will be so in a positive result, I hope. Thank you very much.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you. Next, our speaker, Metin Sarasvatna.